This week, we are going over the film In the Mood for Love. The film begins with two married couples that move into adjacent apartments in Hong Kong. Mr. Chow, a journalist, and Miss Chan, a secretary, lead quite lonely lifestyles, as their spouses are often away on business or other personal matters. The two are often seen at home alone and soon develop a cordial relationship with their landlords. The two also seem quite isolated and lonely in their professional lives as well. Mr. Chow has one friend at work who more or less seems to take advantage of their relationship, while Miss Chan, on the other hand, is seen covering for her boss, who is having an affair on his wife. Over the course of the film, Mr. Chow and Miss Chan come to the realization that their partners are also having extramarital affairs. Though the two main characters in this film have developed a sort of friendship in the film through this point, their relationship grows even stronger through their feelings of betrayal from their spouses. Over time, their desire and longing for each other grows. However, they are unwilling to act on their impulses. They don't want to bring themselves to the level of their spouses. Ultimately, they do admit that they are falling in love with each other, which was neither of their intentions. But this desire to be together is nothing but a fantasy. The director of this film is Wong Kar Wai. He was born in Shanghai, China in 1958. However, his family moved to Hong Kong in 1963. The difference in Hong Kong language and culture for those immigrating and assimilating at the time was very difficult for him. As Wong became a young adult, he studied graphic design at Hong Kong Polytechnic University. Wong directed his first film, As Tears Go By, in 1988. However, Wong didn't really start to develop his particular style until his second film, Days of Being Wild, released in 1990. This particular film, though it didn't gain much traction in the box office, won Wong numerous awards in Hong Kong and helped him gain international recognition. Wong's next film took almost 2 years in production. While he was on a 2-month break in filming, he amazingly produced another entire film in under 6 weeks, The Chungking Express. This film again put Wong in the international spotlight. After the film, In the Mood for Love, was released in 2000, Wong directed a sequel to the film titled 2046. This film alludes to the changes that will inevitably take place as Hong Kong, after 50 years since the treaty with Great Britain, fully returns to Chinese rule. The film brings many aspects of Wong's filmmaking under one umbrella, almost as a summation of his career. Producing several other films since, both in Hollywood and China/Hong Kong, Wong's popularity as a filmmaker has risen to great heights. Even so far as Quentin Tarantino claiming that he is one of his favorite filmmakers of the time. Here is a short clip of Quentin Tarantino's praise.
Hello, and welcome to Wong Kar Wai's Chungking Express. Now, Wong Kar Wai, for my money, is one of the most exciting filmmakers that has come out since I've personally been making films. His films have an excitement that, all the Hong Kong films kind of have a majority of excitement about them that's different from American films. But his are a little different. It's more like a Godardian influence to them, which is not the way most of the John Woo, Jackie Chan style of films are. So it makes them very, very different. I find his work very charging.
Wong brings a lot to the films he produces. He loves drawing on the emotional attachments the audience feels for impossible or unrequited love. All of his films have a very personal and poetic feel to them. His filming styles draw the audience into the film, making one feel close to the main characters. Another way Wong reaches the depths of the audience's emotions is by his choice to recast the same actors and actresses across multiple films. This gives the audience a sense of familiarity with the characters. It also leaves us with a sense of hope that things will work out better for them in the films that follow. In the Mood for Love has been named one of the greatest films of the century. Set in 1960s Hong Kong, Wong depicts the film in a way that one can feel his own nostalgic view of Hong Kong. The film plays with the audience's sense of time, as there are many scenes that don't give clues to how much time has elapsed from scene to scene. There is also a sense of frustration with the longing for love between the two characters. The film also incorporates a huge lack of communication between the two characters. The audience is craving a climactic exchange between the two, which never really comes to fruition. What could be and never was. There are two techniques that Wong brings into his films that I want to bring up with the viewers. The first is Wong's use of a frame within a frame. This technique is when a director brings in a smaller shape within the camera's angle to frame or restrict the size of the scene, such as using perhaps a doorway or a window. I will show you a couple quick clips from different films where a frame within a frame is used.
Le soleil apparaît, un autre jour, justement comme hier.
Okay, now that you've kind of seen a few different shots of a frame within a frame, take just a brief second and kind of think about what the usage of that kind of portrays to the audience. This usage of a frame within a frame, to me, expands on the sense of loneliness that the two characters feel. The smaller frames seem to allude to the crowded cities of Hong Kong and how these two characters are seemingly stuck in their own small spaces, even with all these people around. They seem to be on emotional islands. It also gives the viewer a sense that they are peering into the personal space and the lives of the characters. In turn, I feel it draws the audience into a more emotional connection to the storyline. Another aesthetic you will see in Wong's films is the use of something called step printing effect. With this technique, everything around the protagonist is moving quickly, while he or she is moving rather slowly. Watch a short clip on this technique and think about the emotions that this stirs within you. This technique is intended to give off a sense of alienation and solitude to the protagonist in a fast-paced environment. More specifically, in this film, in the overpopulated, highly crowded city of Hong Kong. I personally think this step printing technique does just that, and Wong is known to be one of the best directors internationally at using this technique with such mastery. Wong Kar Wai is an absolutely phenomenal filmmaker. He has an ability to reach deep within the depths of a viewer's emotions and bring the audience into the story. I think through research, one of the best things I read was Wong Kar Wai doesn't tell a story, he tells us an experience.